Samba, I assume you've played Samba de Amigo.
I have not.
What? Oh my
No.
God, that's your namesake. You gotta play
I
it.
know, I know, I know. And I have to wear the sambas and
Uh-huh. You gotta shake
gotta learn the
the
dance.
exactly. Hi everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm talking to Samba Schutte and Alec more about advanced chemistry, which is coming to digital on October 8th, 2024. I'm going to talk to them right now, and while you're watching, if you can like and subscribe to this channel, that would be fantastic. I'll shout a lot. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining me today. I've got Samba Schutte and Alec Moore talking about advanced chemistry, which is coming to digital on October 8th, 2024. It is a fun indie comedy that has a really fun cast, an interesting situation, and some laughs along the way. I really like the kind of like modern take on Midsummer Night's Dream and some of the ridiculous situations that happen. So I'm very excited to talk to you, and thanks so much for joining me.
Happy to be here. Thanks, David.
Of course.
Thanks for
So
having
first thing I should ask, are any of you on drugs? Because I don't necessarily, I mean, maybe it might be nice to get some love, but I don't know. I don't want that situation seemed to get a little extreme in the movie. So just wanted to check. No injections before this?
No, no, just I have a baby, so I'm on pheromones
Okay.
and lots of oxytocin.
That I mean, that's kind of like your love drug. It definitely
Kind of.
makes you love them.
And
Awesome.
I'm wishing I had an anti-anxiety drug because I'm so anxious to find out whether you're going to say watch or pass.
Well, you have to wait a little longer. But the first question is for you, Alec. You wrote this. What horrible breakup did you go through that made you want to explore this
Oh,
situation?
gosh. I'm trying to think. I think I was broken up at the time. No, I was in a long distance relationship at the time of this, so that's horrible enough in and of itself. But yeah, no, it was really what it was I found out about the science of the voles, and in real life, like the science in the movie is based on real science, which is there's two kinds of voles, which is like a prairie, field mouse, and one kind is naturally monogamous, which was interesting to find out about animals. Another is naturally polygamous, and in real life, scientists have found that by injecting these chemicals to their brains, they can switch them. And I was like, you can turn a monogamous, mouse polygamous and vice versa. I was like, that's very interesting. What if we extrapolated that to humans? And that's sort of where I came up with the idea of a scientist who's working with the voles, played brilliantly by Samba in our movie, as you've seen, and just sort of went from there. I am OCD in real life, so that part of my persona was the Samba's love interest, played by Kiran Deol, also brilliantly, was based on me. But the scientist himself, I mean, I'm a super cool guy, not a nerdless
A
character.
nerd.
Not a nerd.
Uh-oh, I might be
Sexy.
a nerd.
Cool, but you still kiss through a mask, I guess, or
Yeah, I know, right? So who's the nerd? Who's the
no,
nerd?
That I have not done, and I wrote the script originally, but I was in the script before COVID, and then COVID made me a little anxious that was gonna like not play well, but it seems to be playing well,
yeah.
luckily.
I think actually people probably understand it more being afraid of all the germs. So,
Yeah.
um, and Salma, how did you get involved in this? I mean, how did the script come across your desk?
So I have a mutual friend with Etana, who's our wonderful director, and so she reached out and introduced me to Alec and his partner Jane, who was the producers, and
Jane's
we
my
had
wife,
lunch.
Samba. You know
Yeah,
that.
your partner.
Don't downgrade her to partner. She's my
No,
actual
yeah,
wife.
okay, well,
In the
wife,
universe of
wife.
partner, wife is in
In the
there too.
universe of
Yeah,
partner, partner,
yeah,
producing partner, partner in
yeah.
life. And
Producing
so
partner.
we had lunch, and they told me about the movie. I read the script, and I really fell in love with the idea of just how quirky and silly it was, as well as uplifting, which is like what we need these days, something lighthearted, something fun. And as a physical comedian, I had a lot of opportunities to show off some things in this movie. So I immediately was like, yeah, I would love to do this. And as soon as I saw air guitar written on there, I was like, oh, I want to learn this new skill. So I studied for a good 3 weeks to play good air guitar, and I hope that came across in the movie.
Oh, that's
It's not
amazing.
easy, David. It is not,
I,
David. It's
I
not
mean,
easy.
you made it look easy. I figured that you were just a natural. I didn't
It's a
realize you had to
skill. I
study.
pulled a muscle, but let's not talk about that.
So, I mean, you prepped to play air guitar. Was it tough to like play? I mean, you're a big comedian. You're an actor. You probably get all the action. Was it tough to play someone that had trouble with that, or how did you kind of like prepare to be this awkward scientist?
Well, I am awkward in real life. I am very fumbly and clumsy, and I have not had a great successful love life. I am married now. Luckily, I still ask why. But surprisingly, she's still with me. But no, it was
It's the
fun to
drugs. You inject
it,
her every
it was
morning
it
with
was a
this.
no, shh,
I'm
don't
not
give away my
surprised.
secrets. It's air guitar, I guess. Everyone falls for people who play air guitar. So no, I had to tap into because I just played, a rough pirate, and then I'd come from another show where I was playing with a doctor. And so now to tap into my awkward nerdy side was a lot of fun because finally I didn't have to be all macho and deeper register voice and all those kind of tricks that you use as an actor. Now I could just be myself and have this wacky laugh and let it play out. So that was fun.
Yeah, that must be nice. I don't know, get back into your comfort zone, your discomfort zone. I'm not sure exactly
Yeah, well,
where it would fall.
comfortable with being awkward, uncomfortable with actually interacting with women.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, exactly. I mean, aren't we all? Um, One thing I was curious, had you worked with any of this cast before? It was a really fun dynamic between like all the various characters and their interactions. So I wasn't sure if you'd like worked with any of them before, or if this was all just your first time. You all just kind of like
No, I
jumped
was
in.
so happy. I was so happy to connect with a few others, like Chaunté Wayans, who plays my best friend in the movie. It was my first time working with her, even though I knew of her work. But Kiran Deol, who plays Lisa, my love interest, we were together on a sitcom on NBC called Sunnyside, and in that show, I was also a love interest, which was a lot of fun because we were both. I was a doctor and she was nerdy, and so this was the perfect kind of circle back to that. And Iqbal Theba, who plays Jim, my boss, we were in a movie together called The Tiger Hunter, and he plays a very strict general in that. And so here he plays, of course, my boss, who's very strict and who eventually does get injected with my serum and maybe falls for my character. No spoilers, but it was fun to reconnect with his tough persona again in this movie.
Yeah, it seems like everyone. I mean, no spoilers. It seems like everyone was falling for you. I mean, it must be that pirate magnetism that came through in your previous
Sure. Let's
roles.
call it that. Let's call it that.
Samba
So
basically recruited two of his friends and said they have to fall in love with him. So
hey,
It's like,
you do what
yeah,
you
you have
do
to
for
kiss
your
it.
art, right? Like, you have to. I'm sorry. Thank you for your sacrifice.
I've always wanted to kiss Iqbal Theba. Let's just be put it out there, and so finally, the chance came.
Finally, I mean, yeah, live your dreams. Alec, I'm curious, with a movie like this, a comedy, how much of the final scenes were written? How much of it was improv? I feel like there must be a healthy mix here because it did seem to be kind of natural and kind of flow. So I wasn't sure if that's just your writing, improv, somewhere in between. What was
now
that
my
like?
writing flows very smoothly.
Smooth, just like
So
you.
perfect that no, we had I mean it's over 90% scripted, but we had some really great improv. I think Samba, I mean I laugh every time when I see it at a screening now, and Samba's line when he goes Kiran it's like what is she's like, wow, you threw that when you threw that grenade, that beaker like a grenade, that was badass. And Samba goes, I have been stretching. And that was not written. Full credit to Samba for that. I love that line that he put in there. Yeah, a lot of the actors got at least one or two or three really good improv lines in, but it was mostly scripted. We were shooting, it was like a 15-day shoot, so it was very tight. We only had time for about three takes per shot.
It was
So we didn't have
crazy.
a
Yeah,
ton
Oh
of
15 day
time.
wow.
shoot, and how many locations, Alec? Like 80?
I mean, on camera it
It
comes out to
was
about 80.
insane. There was no
We
time to
used a couple
improvise.
of we used like a couple of bars and restaurants that had very different looks all within one venue. So we were able to make them look like they were like four different locations each, even though secretly they were, one location. But so yeah. But yeah, we moved all over LA and up to Topanga Canyon, and even we moved around within Topanga as well.
Yeah,
And we
that's
dealt
very smart. That's very smart. And I know it's tough to film in LA, so that's a really smart use of your time, especially when you only have 15 days. Like you don't really
Oh my
have
God. It was
much room for
holidays.
error there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sam, we already talked about the kissing through the mask scene. What was that like? And how did you not just laugh every single time? Because I was
I mean,
crying when that happened.
it was so awkward because, yeah, it was the middle of the pandemic, and so we were testing for COVID every day, but at the same time, like even during the pandemic, you don't kiss someone through a mask. So it was really weird to experience that for the first time. And Karen was she was so game to just be silly with me in that moment. And so basically we made it see-through so we could actually see her lips. And it was weird kissing plastic, but having a face behind it at the same time. So it kind of felt like I was kissing somebody, but at the same time making out with myself. So it was kind of double great.
Uh,
So that was kind of fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
depending on who you date in LA, you might be used to kissing plastic. I'm not sure, right? Like,
Hey,
you never,
there we
you
go.
never know.
Or kissing
Uh,
yourself.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Although I love the choice to make it see-through because just yeah, like see her expression on her lips as you're going down, it's like that looks so awkward, but
Yeah,
also
and then
so
the
wonderful.
lipstick all over the
Exactly.
mask. Yeah, it was smudged all over it. No, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, we had to laugh a few times, obviously. It's in one of the outtakes, I believe. But yeah, it was fun to experience that.
Yeah, no, and I love the outtakes. I thought that that was a great way to end this movie. I mean, if there's a comedy and they don't have outtakes at the end, it almost feels like you're cheated. Like you feel like you should deserve to see those scenes because they must exist.
Right. Every comedy has a bunch, I'm sure. So I'm glad that some made it in, and yeah, it was fun to see the
That
making
was
of
big for me to
process.
put those in.
Yeah.
I wanted outtakes all along. I love watching those in movies, and so few. I think these days, especially, so few have them that I was like,
Yeah.
let's give some entertainment over the credits.
Yeah,
No one wants to
exactly.
look at the names of all the people who worked so hard to bring this vision to life.
Yeah,
No,
well,
that was
and it's
wild.
just like, you've got it's fun to see like, sometimes characters will crack, right? Like your serious-ish boss will like crack or,
Right.
you'll your hypochondriac friend will like go crazy. Like that's just fun to watch it, especially after you've seen the movie. It's fun to kind of see these situations all over again.
Yeah, see the
Well,
person behind the character. Yeah.
the donkey stayed in character though in the outtakes. You heard me. Donkey from the next
There was a donkey that kept interrupting a scene because we were out in Topanga Canyon. So it was a donkey that was just yelling, and then a chicken joined in, and then helicopters. It was just like, when are we gonna get this scene done? So yeah, the donkey's featured in the outtakes.
I mean, I hope you got that donkey's information. I hope that donkey gets an IMDb profile page just to,
Well,
make it all kosher.
we're lining up the donkey for our next project.
That'll be a very different love picture, but I'm excited to see. So I know we have a limited time. I'm going to switch to a lightning round. They're just lightweight questions about the film. Let's see how your personal experiences map to things in the movie. Feel free to skip any of them. I won't be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable. First
Yeah.
question, and I guess we'll start with you, Alec. Did you ever want to be a scientist?
Oh my God, no. Science was my worst subject in school, and it's very ironic that I wrote this scientific story just because I happened to I found out about this science thing and it was so interesting. And Etana, our director, actually is much better at science, and she helped tweak a little bit of the science lingo and make sure it was authentic.
I
Because
love
I was just sort of guessing based off what I'd read about this stuff with the voles and oxytocin.
I love that you called it the science thing. That is kind of perfect. Yeah, of course.
Science thing.
The science thing. What about you, Sam? Did you ever want to be a scientist?
Yeah, I studied biology and chemistry in high school, and I thought that I was really good at it. And so I was like, oh, maybe a biochemist somewhere in the future. And then I was like, no, acting. So went the complete opposite way. But because of that background, I'm still fascinated by how things work. And so it was nice to learn terms and memorize terms like oxytocin, vasopressin, and all this, kind of scientific jargon and try to make it seem natural. But no, I love biology and chemistry, so yes, I am a nerd.
There you go. Perfect person for this role. Next question. Have you ever been in love? We'll start with you, Samba.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
a lot. Yeah.
Excellent. Non-drug induced
So
love.
many
Real,
people.
real.
Real. Yes, yes. I fall very quickly, very easily for people. Which is a great trait, but an easy flaw. And so heartbreak was very easy to relate to as this character.
Alec, I assume that you are in love with your partner, but
Well, I was when she was my wife, but now that you guys have downgraded her to partner, I'm like in like with her, I guess. Something like that.
you're in very much like, very much like. Next question. Samba has the this hidden talent of air guitar that is apparently now his real talent. Other than that, do either of you have any hidden talents? So we'll start with you, Alec.
Hidden talents. Gosh, I feel like there's one or two that I'm blanking on what they are. Do samba first, and it'll come to me.
Okay,
Uh,
Samba.
Very few people know this. I can throat click to any song you name. So, for example, the American anthem. That's a
It,
hidden talent.
it didn't come through in the
Oh,
but I'm sure it's fantastic. Zoom is weird
why
about
did it
that.
come through?
I know, I know.
I
Very
guess
patriotic.
it's
Yeah.
no, it's
We're
not
not
coming
getting.
through. All right,
Zoom
well, you'll
Zoom
never know.
Zoom will remove things it
It's
thinks are like pops and things like that. It's very frustrating. Every time I clap, it disappears. So,
well, it's a hidden talent, just so
okay.
you know. Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
And I remembered mine. Are we on? I know we're on camera. Is this on camera for?
Yeah.
It is on camera.
It's on camera. Okay, great. Good thing I really lit myself well here, huh? I didn't realize it was on camera. So let's see if I go close. It's this is with the eyebrows. This is my hidden talent.
That is a perfect talent. That's fantastic. I can only do one, unfortunately. The other one doesn't. I can lift one, but
It's
that's
good.
it.
You know, what? I started with one, and I was like, well, if I can do one, why can't I do the other? So I I practiced. The Samba practiced air guitar for 3 weeks. I was practicing eyebrow raising,
How does
and
that
now
go
we
down
both
with the
have
ladies, Alec?
talents. What's that?
How does that go down with
Go
the
down with
ladies?
the lady. Well, when I do it along to music, like with the beat of the
How
music,
does that go?
they love it. And then I tell them that I have a partner, and then they're just
This is so confused. Uh, have either of you ever been part of a drug trial?
I have not. You don't count when I was on trial for my association with the Colombian cartel.
No,
That's not
different trial, very valid, but yeah, different kind of trial.
not the kind you meant.
Uh,
Like a drug trial? No
yeah,
way, Jose. No, I would never even want to try. No, thank you.
your body is a
No, I
temple.
would never want to try something.
Uh,
Yeah, that and I just don't trust. I just don't trust anyone who's like, you'll get $100 gift card to Barnes and Nobles if you take this pill. It's like, no, I don't.
yeah, especially because Barnes Noble doesn't exist anymore, so that'd be real bad.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
like,
so and the last question, the this film had a very pivotal karaoke scene. What is your go-to karaoke song? And we'll start with you, Samba.
whew. I think Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody because A,
Oh,
it's super
wow.
long. And so it annoys a lot of people who want to go next. And B, I think it's a great sing along song. Everyone wants to join in. Who doesn't want to join in? Mamma
That
mia, mamma mia.
that is a strong choice. That is a power move.
Mm.
What about you, Alec?
I also have one, and it's Because the Night, which was I guess the Patti Smith version. I think Bruce Springsteen wrote it, but Patti Smith. But then also what Natalie Merchant I think did it. So there's a few versions. But my version, of course, is the good one at karaoke. It's kind of a duet, and I just get really into it. I'm like, because the night belong to lovers, because the night belong to us.
There you
So
go.
Nice.
All
like that
right.
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, both solid choices. So the film is out on October 8th, 2024. You're out promoting it, getting the word out. But after people see Advanced Chemistry, what can they look for next from you? Do you have any other projects on the horizon? We'll start with you, Samba.
A few animation projects, voiceovers that I did that are coming out this month in October that I'm excited to share. Some of them I can't tell yet because of NDAs, but one just came out that's Legends of Vox Machina, also on Amazon Prime, where you can find Advanced Chemistry. So I'm excited to have more projects come out this month. Yeah.
That's awesome. Alec, do you have any other scripts on the horizon? Advanced Chemistry too?
We'll see how this one does. And right now, my main project is promoting the fact that Advanced Chemistry is out, yes, now on Amazon Prime and other places. Um, and I've actually written another script that also deals with like a straight male lead and the lesbian that he's close to and their partners, which is just this other one is semi-autobiographical based on my relationship with my sister and her wife. The one that is out now, Advanced Chemistry on Amazon Prime, is much more made up, based on real science, but the characters are made up. The other one is more authentic, and so hopefully that one will be in the works. We're still early going on that.
All right. Well, I will
Definitely want
look
to work
forward
with
to
Tom,
that.
but
I like that you have a type, yeah, or like a base for
well,
your cat for
I've
your
also
movies.
written a horror comedy and a teen sex comedy and a bunch of other things that we'll see. And actually, right now I'm writing an air guitar script. That's like the
Oh,
air guitar is the full thing. I was
all
so
right.
so pleased with how Samba did with the subplot of air guitar and Advanced Chemistry, available now on Amazon Prime, that I was like, I think there's more fertile ground to do a full movie about this crazy world of competitive air guitar. But
I
right
can't
now,
wait.
Advanced Chemistry.
I can't wait to see a straight male lead air guitarist with his lesbian friend air guitarist and their partners. That'll be
Actually,
exciting.
the air guitar one is a female lead,
All right.
middle-aged. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Well, you can
Switching.
wait. You can wait for all of those, but first, check out Advanced Chemistry on Amazon Prime, October 8th, 2024. This is Samba Schutte and Alec Moore. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
Thank
David.
you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
David.
It was a lot of fun. That was Samba Schutte and Alec Moore talking about Advanced Chemistry, which is coming to digital on October 8th, 2024. It is a fun indie comedy with a really fun cast, a really interesting situation, and some laughs along the way. If you like this interview, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.